Have you ever really sat down and realized that what you want in a person isn't what you necessarily need in a person? Like, have you ever really took the time to understand that sometimes what you're bringing to the table doesn't equal what the other person is bringing to the table? Have you ever sat down and tried to figure out if you are actually deserving of all of these high expectations that you're looking for in a man or in a man or a woman? Well, tonight on Just Be Different, we are talking about expectations and standards. So, my name is Janae, and I am so excited and delighted to be invited into your time tonight to discuss hashtag love and relationships on the Just Be Different web series tonight. Let me tell you, this is fitting to be a fun-filled yet honest conversation about the high expectations that many people have, as well as the low expectations that many people have, and the standards that fit in between. Listen, listen, listen. Firstly, before we get into our discussion, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time, thank you so much for watching. If you are a regular watcher, thank you so much for tuning in as well. Listen, if you don't follow me on Instagram or Twitter, or if you don't have me as a friend on Facebook, I will be putting my social media information below so that we can connect and be friends. All right, now let me tell you something. I am not a biased person. Everything I'm saying, everything that I'm saying tonight in this web broadcast is solely my opinion. You are left up to your own devices and your own opinions, but I'm sharing how I feel, hoping that some of the things that I do share help you, encourage you, and inspire you to be different in every walk of your life. For the purpose of the Just Be Different movement is to uplift, encourage, and empower people of all ages and of all walks of life to be different in every aspect of their life. Capiche? All right, now that we got that out the way, time to talk love and relationships. All right, so first thing that I want to deal with are these high expectations. To us, though, and I'll have to say this, to us, though, they may not seem like high expectations, but in the day and the time that we live in, a lot of the things that we want in the male or female are very high and very unlikely to be found. Number one, ladies. Matter of fact, yeah, because I don't want to make it general. I'm going to start off with the ladies since I'm a lady, and then I'll go off to what these men want. But let's start off with what the ladies want. Number one, yeah, girl, listen, the guy that I have to be with, he has to be 6'7". He need to be driving a foreign car. He needs to have a six-figure job. No kids. Cause I ain't trying to deal with the baby mama drama either. He don't need nobody else but me. Lay all up under me or he want to. You want to know why he need that job, girl? Because he got to buy me everything I want. Honey, and if he think that he's going to propose to me, that ring better be big boots. I ain't looking for no small cut diamond, honey. You better be able to see that from a mile away. And then if he wants to get married, guess what? That wedding gotta be off the chain. Wedding of the year. I'm going all out, girl. He ain't know our wedding fitting to be bread. He better be ready for that. And then when we do get married, I want a big house on the prairie with a picket fence, 3 kids, a dog and a cat, and a porch with a swing where I can sip on iced tea and lemonade. Girl, what? Girl, what? Honey, let me tell you something. And let me tell you something right now. Number one, how do you expect to be with somebody? Okay, let me not even put it that way. You want somebody that drives a foreign car, but yet you still want a B38 and a B52. What? I'm sorry. You're on MTA. You need to get a license and you need to learn how to drive. Why does somebody else have to chauffeur you around? I'm just saying. 2, he has to have a 6-figure job to cater to you. First of all the stuff that you want, you don't necessarily need. And if you really wanted it, you would have got up off your behind and you would have gotten a job so that you could get it yourself. Yeah, I said it. Get a job. It's not a man's job to cater to what you want. Okay? It's way more than that. Do you know how expensive a wedding is? Do you know how expensive engagement rings are? Honey, let me tell you something. If the man loves you enough to propose to you, you better be glad. Because, honey, you could have been another one of those, oh, well, I'm going to just hit it and quit it and forget it females. Where he did not care of how you came and how you went. He didn't care nothing about your feelings. So you just really need to be grateful that he loves you that much to where he feels like he wants to spend the rest of his life with you. Again, you don't have a job, so a lot of these things that you say that you want, like a big wedding, you really don't deserve. Unless you putting money towards it. But how you putting money towards it when you don't have no job? Oh, okay. See where I'm going with this? No kids. I'm sorry, in today's day and age, on either side, 9 times out of 10, one of the two got kids. Now, if neither of y'all have kids, that is great. But let me tell you something. Do not, and I repeat, do not talk to a female or to a male because he has kids. You just might be walking out on your soulmate. Just because he has kids means he's not the one for you. Who are you? Who are you? Because if somebody were to do that to you, you would be mad, wouldn't you? So be careful before you do something like that. Please. But anywho, let's talk about these guys now. Yeah, bruh. She gotta have long hair. It gotta be hers too. Now, hold on. Whether I've grown my hair from the root or whether it's sewn into my head, honey, it's my hair. It's my hair because it either A, grew from the root, or B, because I took my happy self to the beauty supply store and picked me up some packed hair, or I went and got me some bundles offline. So, sir, don't sit here and say that it gotta be mine, because either way, it's mine. I bought it with my money. Well, I grew it from my head. Excuse you? All right. Yeah, bruh. Yo, that body gotta be looking right. 34, 24, 34. Yeah, bruh. Coca-Cola bottle shape. What? Again, I'm going to go back to you barely find any female today that ain't got kids. What if this female has kids? You really digging her. Let's say you don't care about the fact that she got kids, right? But because she got all these kids, she can't really go to the gym like she wants to. And although she can't go to the gym like she wants to, that doesn't mean that she looks sloppy. She's just not Coca-Cola shaped. You gonna leave her? You're not gonna talk to her? How messed up would that be? Because while you sitting over there with your pot belly, your bear belly, we stuck around, right? Shorty stuck around. I can't say we, because I ain't. Matter of fact, I can't say we, because me, I'm single. And I have my reasons for that. But Shorty stuck with you when you had a bare belly until you got it together. How come you can't wait for her to get it together? You see what I'm saying? Like, we have such these high expectations. And then on top of all that, we got to give them names and job titles. Yeah, he got to be a lawyer and his name should be Chris. I can see myself with a Chris. Yeah, and he drive a BMW and he a lawyer. Honey boo boo. Let me explain something to you. You better be happy with Larry, who works for the cable company, who drives a Buick. And although he might not have everything that you want him to have, guess what? He loves you. He takes care of you and what you need. May not give you everything you want, but he gives you what you need. Yeah, you better take that, seeing as you don't have a job, seeing as you ain't finished college, seeing as you mooching and pinching off everybody else. Girl, you better take that man and you better be happy for him. You better thank God and shout hallelujah for him. Because let me tell you something, not everybody out there gonna do that. Not everybody out there is gonna take the time to love on. Yeah, I mean, it's okay, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. I know for me, so I can only speak for me. It takes a lot for me to want to invest myself, my time, my money, my energy into another person. It really does. And so I can't, it's not that I can't, I won't. Not because that person is not my type. Not even that. Because guess what? The type that we like isn't always the type that we need. Perfect example. Janae could want a tall, heavy built man with a whole bunch of money, fancy cars. I mean, living this here lifestyle. It took a lot for me to live this here lifestyle, whatever the words are. I'm with somebody like that. But he giving me black eyes, throwing me across rooms. I can't be free. I can't do nothing without his consent. It's like I'm a slave. But see, that's the type that I wanted, right? But was that the type that I needed? No. I need the type that will love me for who I am, for my short, curly, kinky hair, for my darker complexion of skin, for my witty humor, for my affectionate nature. I need somebody to love me for me, and outward appearances are not going to love me for me. Outward appearances are going to appease me for the moment, but it's what's on the inside of that man that's going to satisfy me. See, we take so much time looking on the outward appearance of, is she cute? Is he handsome? Is she pretty? Is he gorgeous? Oh my God. Is he light skinned? Is she dark skinned? Is he dark skinned? Is she light skinned? That we don't even look to see. Ooh, how's her attitude? How's his attitude? Is he respectful? Does he have morals? Does she have morals? Does she have home training? Is she ratchet or not? Like, we don't sit and take the time to really get to know people. And then we give so much of ourselves to these people and wind up disappointed in the end because we never sat down and said, you know what? Let's really get to know each other. Let's really get to know the ins and outs of each other so that we'll know from the beginning if this is something we want to move on with or if this is something we just want to be like, yeah, no, I don't think this is going to work. We just rush into things too fast. We rush into things too fast. And then you want to, I mean, no shade, because let me tell you something. I've been there. I have a daughter out of wedlock. Never how I imagined my life to be. Yeah, I was one of those females with high expectations. I wanted me a man who was well educated, well to do. Didn't really have to be rich, but was living comfortably. Be able to take care of me. We would get married, didn't have our kids. You know, was very affluent in politics, as well as in the church arena. So many things that I wanted for myself. And maybe I could have had that. Maybe I still have a chance to have that. But the whole me getting married and then having kids situation, yeah, that part is messed up because I have a daughter by a guy that I knew him, but I never really got to sit down and get to truly, 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 truly know him for who he really was. Just looking back on it, had I, because see, okay, here's the difference. We think we know people until they show us who they really are. Like, we can sit down with them and know their favorite color, know their favorite food, know what they like, know what they don't like all across the board. But they still turn around and disappoint you. So does that mean that you really knew them? I think not. I seriously think not. And so, like, at the end of the day, like, the key word here is compromise. Okay. So Janae doesn't have to have, let's say, a stocky built man. Doesn't have to be tall either. I can forego that. Education is hard to come by. Let me tell you why. Because education at the high school is expensive. You got to pay for that. See, you can go to school from the time you in kindergarten to the time you graduate high school for free. But college is not free unless you are so astronomically smart that you get a full ride. And that's a very slim opportunity to get a free ride. Okay? But anyway, if you, let's say, okay, you don't have to have a PhD. You can have a bachelor's, and let's say if you didn't even go to college, as long as you can enunciate your words when necessary, because when it's just me and you don't have to be all extra proper. You don't. But when we're out and it calls for it, you should know how to dress well. Don't go outside looking sloppy, because if we gonna be together, you kind of representing me. You can't be looking all crazy and things like that. Just keep yourself well groomed, have morals, have manners, have respect. Respect me for the queen that I am, and we'll be all right. And if there's anything that we both need to work on, I mean, that's what a relationship is for, because it's grooming you for the next step, which should be marriage. Because what are you dating for if you don't see yourself marrying that person? I'm just saying. Maybe it's just me, but I mean, I grew up down south where you were to court. It wasn't called dating, it was called courting, and it was a whole process where you stated your intentions to the lady's parents, that you wanted to court their daughter, and courting was very classy. It wasn't, oh, Netflix and chill. No, it was, okay, we'll go out, we'll have dinner, and we'll, you know, wholesome things to do. It uh, did not involve sexual activities. No, this was a time where you got to know one another. Everything. I mean, all the way down to family history and things like that. And then when you felt like y'all been seeing each other long enough, which was probably a few years, then the man would go to your parents, specifically your father, and ask for your hand in marriage. And you ain't get married if the good man told him, yeah, no, son, y'all ain't ready for marriage, or no, sir, you can't marry my daughter. You either A, courted her some more, or B, you went on your merry way. Times are very different. However, the lack of respect is ridiculous. Like, you sit here, now mind you, let me be clear. If you carry yourself like a lady of the night, you're going to be treated like a lady of the night. Because I don't want to say, hoe, or tramp or things like that. We'll just stick to lady of the night, okay? Because I don't want to offend nobody. But if you carry yourself like that, that's how you're going to be treated. But even these women who bend over backwards just to make sure that their significant other is good, just to make sure that everything is going smoothly, because not because they necessarily want anything from you, but because they genuinely love you, and the lack of respect is still present. Like, how does that work? What? Bruh, how many times do you think you're going to be able to put your hands on her before she retaliates? Until she gets sick and tired of being sick and tired, and then she's like, you know what, nigga, I'm out. You have thought about that? If you keep calling her all types of bees and hoes, do you really think she finna stay with you? See, because y'all men, a lot of y'all, some of y'all seriously think that being domineering is attractive. It's not. We don't like to feel like prisoners. All we want you to do is love us. That's it. You ain't got to raise your hand. You ain't got to raise your voice to us. You ain't got to do stuff like that. Well, let me say this. You ain't got to do that to me. And I'm pretty sure there are plenty of women out there that agree. You ain't got to do all that. But y'all boss us, and y'all are such, irate, rude, disrespectful. And then you get mad when we get so fed up and we bring our sister girls or we bring our family members to get our stuff and be out. Because at some point, we get tired. We love you. We cater to you. We cook for you. We clean for you. We avail our bodies to you. If you do that before marriage. And then it's like, I see no fruit of my labor. It's like you're not satisfied. And the whole point of me doing all of these things is to make sure that you are happy and satisfied. On the flip side, women, you cannot expect to be treated as a queen if you don't avail yourself. Yeah, what he think this is? I ain't no maid. Da 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 da. I ain't doing all that. I ain't his mama. He ain't my child. See, you can do all of that stuff without feeling like you this man's mama. Yeah. You can cook for him, you can clean for him, you can do whatever it is that he wishes you to do for him and not feel like his mother. Because it's with the attitude that you do it with. If you do it with the attitude of, I don't mind because I love you, then it won't feel like that. You have to be selfless. Selfless. Love is selfless. It's not selfish. It's not about you. Once you enter into a covenant, a marriage, or once you've entered into a committed relationship, you need to understand that it's not about you anymore. It's about y'all. Not you. Y'all. And if you can't deal with that fact, then you need to be by yourself for a while, because as quiet as it's kept, 100 on this side, 100 on that side. That's how relationship, marriage, friendship, whatever ship works. Not 70-30, not 40-60, not 80-20, not 50-50. 100, 100. That's it. There's no in between. There's no compromise when it comes to that. You got to give your all. You can't be like, oh yeah, I love him. Oh yeah, I love her. But you're stepping out and being unfaithful in a relationship, in a marriage. If you can be unfaithful in a relationship, I'm pretty sure that 9 times out of 10, you're going to be unfaithful in a marriage. Hello? The relationship is the test drive. Like, I don't get it how people really think, like, I can do whatever I want in a relationship And then once I walk down the aisle and get married, I'm supposed to change right then and there. You know you ain't fitting to change overnight. Stuff takes work. And if you're not willing to work on it in the relationship, how dare you even think about getting married? Because all you gonna do is sit there and marry this man or marry this woman. It's gonna get worse. And now you gotta go through divorce. Now you gotta split stuff down the middle or however which way y'all trying to split it down. Then if there's kids involved, a whole bunch of stuff happens for no reason when it all could have been avoided to begin with. Expectations, they can be met. Some of them. But you gotta compromise. And remember that sometimes your type that you like is not the type that you need. Sometimes you have to sit and think, maybe I'm not deserving of the type that I like. Because I'm not bringing the same thing to the table. I may be bringing less to the table or nothing at all. This person got everything that I want. I may have some of the things. Child, I may have nothing. And I may be flaunting like I got something when I got nothing. Is that fair? No, it's not. Really not. Gotta check your expectations, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta be confident in yourself too. Let me tell you something. If you're not confident in yourself and if you are insecure, trust me, especially us ladies, a man can tell that from miles away. And that's when he will take advantage of you, take advantage of you, take advantage of you, and then discard you when he's done. Because that's what, if you're insecure, how do you expect for a relationship to work? And men already know how insecure females are. Oh, you can't do nothing without me. Who you talking to on the phone? I mean, it could be 2 in the afternoon. Who is this you talking on the phone? Who's that? Why you gotta talk to her for? That type of attitude, a man will be like, okay. Yeah, I'm not about to take her seriously because, quite as kept, she can't even trust me. How am I supposed to trust her with my love and my loyalty and my affection and all this other stuff when she can't even trust me on the phone with another female? They will take advantage of you. Have confidence in yourself. Know that you are good enough. Know that you are more than enough for whatever man that comes your way. And the same thing for you guys too. Don't be insecure. Don't let the things of the past destroy your future. Like, okay, so the female that you was dealing with before is crazy. I don't mean every female out there is crazy. You got to start over sometime. But just make sure that you don't drag that past into your present and your future. Because, honey, if you do, it's not liable to end well. It's really not. It's really not. I'm going to cut it here because I could talk all day about this subject. I can really talk all day. Maybe I'll do a part 2 next week. Tomorrow, however, please tune in for the Just Be Different broadcast where I will be commemorating the 2nd anniversary of my father's passing. Bittersweet day, but I won't be sad. I promise you that. Tomorrow, I'll be sharing with you lessons that I learned from my father. The few nuggets that I share with you are going to bless you because it still blesses me on the day-to-day basis. So join me, will you, tomorrow for another episode of Just Be Different. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you haven't followed me on Instagram or Twitter, or if you don't have me as a friend on Facebook, please find my information below. Have a wonderful rest of your night and be blessed. Thank you for watching.